Hello and welcome back to summer days 21 through 24 of the Stardew Valley Min-Max and 100% Perfection Guide. Starting with day 21, we're going to catch the remaining unique summer fish that we still need to catch and start construction on a stable, chop down lots of trees, and continue our tree farm with planting seeds and placing some tappers. Day 22 and 23 will be spent at Skull Cavern, and then day 24 we will have a lot of tasks to get done around town. We'll end up stopping at almost every shop in town, but before we get to all that, let's start with today. Let's get started with summer day 21, and it is a Sunday, so that means it's a Queen of Sauce day, so we have to pick up that maki roll recipe. This is an item needed for the community center, for the chef's bundle, and the bulletin board bundles, but if you end up accidentally skipping this recipe, you can buy the recipe from Gus's. So you won't be completely locked out of completing the community center if you happen to forget it. Anyways, we are gonna organize our inventory, then smelt our ores, and we're gonna actually warp all the way to the beach. And look at that, we finally get ourselves a rainbow shell. It's taken quite a while. We have visited the beach quite a number of times and finally only managed to get one today. We will need that for a Mr. Key quest eventually down the line. Hopefully we can get another one so we can ship one of each items. But we're at the beach because we want to catch the octopus and the legendary crimson fish. Also a red mullet, but those are rather common, so I know we'll end up getting one of those. But it looks like we got off to a pretty lucky start, and this is an octopus right here. You can see the octopus is rather difficult to catch. It is very erratic all over the place. I definitely recommend using the trap bobber with the iridium rod in order to slow down the rate at which the fishing meter goes down. As you can see, it is quite the difficult one to catch, but we are able to catch it finally, and we're just going to speed through all the other fish until we can hook the crimson fish. Now, we can pretty much cast our rod anywhere along this dock as long as it's far enough away from the dock and deep enough water, and we'll have a chance of hooking the crimson fish. As you can see, it's right here. It's about an 18% chance to hook it in, so it really shouldn't take too long to get it to bite the rod, and as you can see, it's quite a bit easier than the legend fish was. Not by too much, it's still pretty erratic, still giving us a hard time, but we are able to keep up with it. If you do find yourself having a hard time catching any of the fish, I do recommend eating a food item that gives you a fishing buff. The easiest one is the trout soup. Willy sell it for 250G. We had been using those at the start of this run to help us catch the catfish, but that one's only +1 fishing. So if you want something a little bit better, you can craft a Dish of the Sea, which was unlocked at fishing level 3 and gives +3 buff, or the Sea Foam Pudding at fishing level 9, which gives +4 buff. The Dish of the Sea is 2 sardines and a hash brown, so not too hard to catch, but the Sea Foam Pudding is a bit more complicated. It calls for a flounder, a squid ink, and a midnight carp. And midnight carps can't actually be caught until fall and winter, so we can't even craft one if we wanted to right now. So Dish of the Sea, probably the best way to go. You also can get a few of those from one of the fishing bundles at the community center if you do complete that. So if you're having a hard time fishing, I do recommend using those. Anyways, we did catch the legendary crimson fish, and we will be on our way. We will be heading back to our farm, but first, this morning we did craft a few tappers that we'll place along the trees here. And we'll also be working on our tree farm in the Northwoods today, so we'll do that a bit later. We do have to deal with our farm chores first, as we kind of ignored them this morning, because we did want to get to the ocean as early as possible, because there is a time restriction on catching the octopus. It has to be caught in the morning time frame. We will real quick feed our cows because we don't have the automatic feeder yet. Same thing with the chickens. And after we're done with everything on the farm, we'll probably head down to the secret woods, because again, we want to go there as much as possible and chop the stumps for the hardwood and the foraging XP. I do notice that the traveling cart is selling a strawberry, and if you remember in spring, I did miss the festival, so it would be nice to get a strawberry just so I can ship something of everything. And I won't ship that strawberry by itself, of course. I'm gonna throw it into the seed maker, and once I get the greenhouse, start growing some strawberries to just have a supply on hand, because Maru and Demetrius do love them as gifts. So I will be making a few stops around town, so I'll make sure I sell a little bit extra to get me that 600G I need for that strawberry. So we are at Clint's right now. I'm selling some iridium bars, and just because why not, I'm gonna upgrade my trash can to the copper trash can. Not really all that necessary, but I guess the small amount of money does add up, because sometimes in Skull Cavern our inventory might get full and we might throw some stuff out, so it doesn't hurt. It costs a minimal amount of money, so why not? And Demetrius kind of got in our way here, but now we're talking to Robin, and I do want to move that shipping bin to make way for a stable. I want that stable real close to my house and towards the path to the bus stop for prime access to it. And right now I'm just kind of deciding on where to place that shipping bin. It is nice to have it nearby because I do often use it, and I do want that coop a little bit closer, so I will move it to the right of my barn, as I'm not really using that space right now. And again, I want everything close together because I want to spend less time walking around everywhere. And now we will be buying that stable, which unlocks the horse for us. When we ride the horse, we have a speed boost, and this boost does stack with our coffee and spicy eel bonuses, so we will be able to move around the town insanely fast. So I'm going to go ahead and have Robin start working on that, and we're going to go ahead and buy a workbench. I do find the workbench pretty useful. You place it next to chests, and it basically is a crafting screen, but it has access to your inventory plus all of the adjacent chests, so it is a time saver in terms of your own time, not in-game time, but it is very nice and I like it a lot. And there we go, we went ahead and bought that strawberry, so we have that now, and we're going to spend a bit of time down here chopping down trees. And those trees do grow back naturally. We don't have to replant them or anything, so it's always nice to chop those down since they will come back. And before it gets too late, I do want to head on over to the spa area Northwoods, and we are basically going to cover this whole area in trees. Right now there is a bunch of debris in the way, so we do have to clean that up first. And so all of these oak trees that have grown already, we are going to tap because we want the oak resin. But we also want a lot of wood, so I will be chopping down some trees that, again, those pine trees that are on the not dirt grass, those will grow back. And pretty much every seed I have right now I'm going to place. I'm going to try to place all these acorns first because I'll want to tap those. I have some mahogany seeds, which will give me some hardwood, so those are nice. And then the maple and pine seeds, I'm just going to place them all around, and this is just to get wood. Trees are a bit unreliable with their growth. Unlike fruit trees and other crops which grow in a set number of days, trees have multiple stages that only have a chance to grow every night. Trees have 5 unique stages, and every night each tree has a 20% chance to progress a stage. So this means that some trees can grow naturally in just 5 days if you're really lucky, or some could take over 50 days if you're super unlucky. And it really just all comes down to chance. Most trees should probably grow in around 20 to 30 days, but again, it varies a lot because of the chance, and this is why you've seen some of our trees grow already and some not. This chance can be avoided by using tree fertilizer, which guarantees a tree's growth every night. So using tree fertilizer on a tree, it will be guaranteed to grow in 5 days, and even in winter, which is nice. Without tree fertilizer, trees cannot even grow in winter. So we will definitely be utilizing tree fertilizer. Definitely a really nice addition to the game. With that, we have reached the end of this day, and now we are moving on to summer day 22. Let's get started. Today is going to be pretty much just a Skull Cavern day, but it is the Dwarf's birthday. We do have a good luck day, so that'll be helpful in Skull Cavern, but first we need to give the Dwarf a gift. And we don't even have the Dwarvish translation guide yet, so we have to unlock that first, and we get that from Gunther by donating all of the Dwarf Scrolls, and we are missing the Dwarf Scroll 1. So I found an infested floor from the Stardew Predictor, and I'm just farming this floor, the green slimes, until I can get one. And there we go, we have acquired a Dwarf Scroll 1. Let's go ahead and head on over to the museum now. We got there just in time for it to open at 8 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange these, and then we are going to grab the Dwarvish translation guide from Gunther. There we go. We can head on back to the mines now. Give the dwarf an Omni Geode, as it is a loved gift. Unfortunately, he doesn't really like anything that can have quality other than the rabbit's foot. So that did get us to 2 hearts with him, and we are going to warp to the desert now. We're going to pick up our spicy eel and triple shot espresso and start the grind in the Skull Cavern. I'm hoping with a good luck day that I can finally acquire a lucky ring, and I guess we'll see if it happens, but spoiler alert, it doesn't. Hopefully soon in the future I'll be able to get that ring. It isn't crazy necessary, it's just something I kind of want to get to have eventually because it is one of the rare items. But we did skip forward to the end of the day and we have acquired a decent amount of loot. We had a pretty okay Skull Cavern run. We started a couple hours late at 9 a.m. We're on floor 75 right now and we are getting really close to passing out here. Tomorrow will be another Skull Cavern day that we'll skip over most of, so that'll go pretty fast, but let's take a look at our haul from last night's Skull Cavern. We got 151 iridium ore, not too bad. A decent amount of copper, gold, iron, all that good stuff. And of course some Omni Geodes, and no prismatic shards that time, that's okay. Let's now get started with day 23 of summer. So today is going to be a neutral luck day. We will be spending the day at Skull Cavern and skipping over pretty much all of it. We will sell a bunch of random stuff that we don't really need. I'm mainly selling the silver crops because the regular ones I can use to craft food items, and the gold ones I can give to people as gifts, so the silver ones are kind of the just in the middle, don't really need it for much. And then we're gonna go ahead and name our new horse. Our horse will be very nice to get around town faster. Tomorrow we will be upgrading our barn to the Deluxe Barn, buying a couple ducks, making a stop at Clint's to sell some bars. And right here, let's go ahead and just skip to the end of the day at Skull Cavern. As you can see, we made it to floor 102, so that's the difference of, what, a couple hours. Yesterday we started at 9 a.m., today we start around like before 7 a.m., so we'll take a look at our haul. This was all of the stuff we sold. We'll be getting a bunch of more money from the iridium bars. That's going to be our main income for our spendings. But anyway, let's move on to day 24 of summer. And as you can see, on day 23 yesterday, we did get 278 iridium ore, so not too bad. Today is a good luck day. Let's go ahead and get started with organizing our inventory. After that, we'll grab our new horse so that we can move around a lot quicker. And real quick, we're going to chop down some of the trees on our farm just to kill some time. And eventually I will want all of this space open. And the wood doesn't hurt either, as we will be wanting all of this wood to make a lot of kegs. We do have quite an assortment of things to get done today. We'll probably be making a stop at almost everybody's shop. So from Marnie, we need to buy a couple ducks for our big coop. And then from Robbins, we need to upgrade our barn to the Deluxe Barn. And to afford all this, we'll need to sell some iridium bars to Clint. But before any of that, I do want to catch some sturgeons from the mountain lake. And this, of course, is for Willy, as today is his birthday, and sturgeon is one of his loved gifts. Now, it could be a lot easier to give him something like an iridium bar or a diamond, but sturgeons, I can get a gold quality one. And he also likes pumpkins, but we can't get those until fall, same with sea cucumbers, so sturgeon is our best bet right now, and I already had one, but I want to have a couple extra just so that I can have some for a fish pond eventually, because sturgeon roe is used to make caviar, and caviar is a unique item, and I want to also be able to donate it to the missing bundle way down the line to unlock the movie theater. We are going to make a quick stop back home to do a little inventory organizing and grab some other stuff that we might need, and then head down to the secret woods. Again, we need to rack up that foraging XP. As you can see, we've already been here several times, and our foraging XP really isn't increasing all that much, but it is the best way right now, at least. Our first stop around town is going to be at Marnie's to buy 2 ducks. The ducks will be good because the community center requires a duck feather for one of the bulletin board bundles, and then the duck egg for the animal bundle. We're going to now head down to Willy's to give him his birthday gift. We have a sturgeon for him, but first we're going to do a quick sweep of the forageables on the beach because they're always, worth something. And we are met with a cutscene. Now this cutscene was actually added in 1.5, and it foreshadows one of the new features. I know the update's been out for a while, but spoiler warning if you don't want the new content spoiled. Alright, so it does foreshadow the Ginger Island unlock eventually, the boat that'll take us there, and we'll be able to repair his boat after finishing the community center. So after completing the community center, it unlocks quite a few things. You got the wizard sideline quest, and then you've got the missing bundle movie theater thing, and then you've got the Ginger Island. So our priority will probably be the Ginger Island first because we can unlock a whole bunch of stuff there, and it is the new content, so kind of fun. We'll also focus on that wizard side quest because we can unlock the magic ink that unlocks the magical buildings, which we really won't use until the second year, but it's still nice to have. And then the missing bundle, which unlocks the movie theater, might come in handy. I haven't really thought about it yet since I'm around mid-winter of the run right now, so when I pick it back up, maybe to level up everybody for 100% perfection, I'll actually use that. So we are going to give Willy a sturgeon for his birthday and go ahead and sell some of the random beach forageables that we don't need, and then head on off. If you saw in my inventory, I did have an assortment of items, and the emerald is going to be going to Penny since we have plenty of all these gemstones. I'm just going to give them away to some of the NPCs that love them. The topaz goes to Clint. He likes any gemstone, but topaz sells for the least, so we'll give him our least valuable one that he still loves. We go ahead and pick up our copper trash can. As you can see, I did bring my watering can that will upgrade. And we're going to go ahead and just skip over a bunch of Geode Opening, sell our iridium bars, since we will need 25,000 G for the Deluxe Barn, plus another 2,000 G to upgrade the watering can. And then, since our inventory is full, we do need to make a quick stop at Gunther's and donate some of these artifacts and minerals that we have not donated yet. And it's just going to be a little bit of a back and forth between Clint's and Gunther's since my inventory can only hold so much. Real quick, I do have an amethyst for Abigail since she loves amethyst. And then we're heading back to Clint's to do a little more Geode Opening. Let's go ahead and skip over all of that. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that copper watering can now. And then head on to Gunther's to drop off any remaining things that I can. And then we're going to head on over to Robin's. Since I do have my horse, I am going to take the long way and not take the minecart shortcut. I'm going to go ahead and purchase that Deluxe Barn. This will unlock sheep and pigs for us, although we'll probably eventually have another barn just for pigs. So we give Robin a gift of hardwood, and Sebastian unfortunately has his door locked, so we can't give him a gift. But we're going to go back to the farm, harvest our mushrooms that grow every other day, get our inventory organized, harvest the crops that we did not get to this morning since we've been rather busy throughout the entire day. And with the rest of the day, we will just spend it at the mines farming some dust sprites and ores. With that, we have reached the end of this video. Next video will be the last 4 days of summer, and we'll finish strong with another 960 starfruit to be harvested, putting us at a total of around 2,500. We'll continue working on our trees and tappers so we can get kegs to turn all of it into wine to make lots and lots of money. Next time, we will also buy some sheep and pigs, buy our first house upgrade, and attend our first festival, being the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. If you're looking forward to it all, please consider subscribing. I really always appreciate it. Also, feel free to leave a comment with what you liked or with any questions or suggestions. The comments are always appreciated. And as always, thank you for watching and goodbye.